So here's the ejector pump. It's got a cord and the circuit is right there. It automatically pumps when the float switch turns on, so it should be completely automatic, but it runs completely non-stop, and there appears to be some leakage happening. So let's plug it in and see if we can diagnose what's going on. Can't really tell, but the vibrations are really shaking the discharge pipe. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Okay, I removed the ejector pump. It was actually relatively easy. The pipe is threaded on the bottom and threaded into the pump, and then also the connection point to the bottom of the check valve is threaded, so I didn't even have to cut any pipe and can put it all back together. I took the pump out and tested it in a bucket of water outside. It pumps water just fine and does still run even after the water has been below the impeller level. So I think it's an issue with the float switch. So I'm going to see if I can adjust the float switch somehow, and then go from there. So here is the float switch for the ejector pump. And the way this one works is there's this magnet that was glued in here into this little recess here, and when the float level rises, that magnet pushes up and makes contact with another magnet up in here that connects two terminals and activates the switch and turns the pump on. Well, what happened is that the magnet came unglued from the switch. So the magnet stuck to the contact, meaning that the connection was always being made and the pump was continuously running. So I just tested it without the magnet stuck up in there, plugged the pump in, and didn't run. So I think I will glue this back in with just a little bit of super glue. I can't use any kind of thick adhesive, otherwise it's gonna, raise the magnet up too high. So let's put a little bit of super glue, drop the magnet back in there, and then test it. I got the magnet glued back in, so I'm plugged in. So let's see if this gets it, if this makes it work. All right. I think we're good. So that hole that I thought was corrosion is actually a vent hole. It's drilled into the pump casing to prevent the pump from getting airlocked. There's also a hole drilled at the bottom of the pipe as well to allow for air to get out to prevent the pump from getting airlocked. Okay, just tested the pump outside. Works great. Float rises all the way up to the top, hits the switch, and then comes down. So to reinstall the ejector pump, I threaded the discharge pipe into the pump, vacuumed out the pit of all remaining debris, and then connected the discharge pipe to the check valve for testing. Okay, got everything installed, pipes reconnected, so now we'll just fill up the pit, check and make sure the pump works so we got no leaks. Knock on wood, everything will be good. There it goes. That's just the pump priming itself. Doesn't look like we got any leaks at the check valve. Pump kicked off. All right, success. Then I just reinstalled the cap to the pit and the gaskets around the pipes.